A very good morning, everyone. My name is Gaurav Shresth, and today we have a webinar on a very interesting corporate action, which is buyback. Now, most of you might have heard about buyback. This is one of the corporate action which very frequently many companies does. But what is the benefit of buyback? Why companies come up with a buyback, and how you as a client, as an individual, can get a most benefit of a buyback? We will cover all those things in this particular webinar. Also, apart from that, how you can apply for the buyback from our online portal, and any other any other queries related to the buyback. We will cover all those points in this webinar. So let's begin our presentation. So first of all, in order to understand the concept of buyback is in corporate action in which companies buy back its own share from an existing shareholder, usually at a price higher than the market price. When companies when it buy back the share, the number of share outstanding in the market reduces. So what happened in the normal scenario that there is already an shareholder in the market. What company does is it announces in buyback for a certain percentage of a share, and is buyback its own share from the market to increase its overall existing position. Buyback allows the company to invest in themselves by reducing the number of shares outstanding on the market. Buyback increases the proportion of share company owns. Buyback can be carried out in two ways. Now, this is the most important thing, that there are two different ways by which the company can go for the buyback. The shareholder may be presented with a tender offer, whereby they have an option to submit a portion or all of their share within a certain time frame at a premium to a current price, or company can buy back the share from an open market. So what is the main difference between the tender offer and then companies buying a share from an open market? The major difference is that the tender offer is mostly what you must have heard about. Uh, let's suppose that share is trading at 100 rupees and a company announces in buyback at 120 or 125, and you have to apply for this particular buyback within, let's say, in a 15 days time frame. This is the normal tender based offer of a buyback, which you must have heard a lot of time before. Now, another way that company can buy back is from an open market. Obviously, this can be for an extended period of time. Most probably, when the company is going for an open market buyback, they will go for an larger time frame, let's say for 6 months, for 3 month period, not for 15 days. Also, since it is, they will be buying it from an open market, they will not be required of any particular tender offer or any, online form filling, which will be needed in the open market. You just have to simply put in normal selling order. But again, the chances of, you applying in a open market and getting a good rate is much more lesser compared to getting the share in the tender offer. So normally, as an individual, that a tender offer buyback is much more preferable compared to normal open market buyback. So these are the two main buyback that you can see: tender offer and then open market buyback. So see, again, the reason why some company can go for a tender offer or for the open market is up to them. Normally, the main scenario of why someone can go for the open market buyback, a particular company, is when they want to stabilize their price. So they might announce an open market buyback. So let's say for coming 3 months, they will buy the share from an open market. So whatever is the current LTP is going on, up to the certain limit, they will fix up a particular limit, and they will buy the share up to that particular price. So again, with our example, let's suppose a particular share is trading at 100 rupees, and in the board meeting, company have decided that they will buy it from the open market up to 120 rupees. So they will keep on buying the share. So the share will, in case there is a kind of a bad news, share is going down, share will find a bit of stability in the market, and it won't fall down a lot, because the company itself will be buying the share. And from 100 to 120 is the maximum range. So it does not mean that the share will be bought at 120. It will start buying it at the current LTP from 100. Even if it fall down to 99, 98, it will keep on buying that thing. So that is an open market. For tender offer, again, most of you might have applied for it. If the share price is trading at 100 rupees, company will announce that it will buy the share at 120. So you just have to, and there will be an eligibility criteria. You have to have a particular share, obviously, and you can't apply for the entire quantity. You will be eligible for certain percentage of your holding only. So let's suppose there are 20% criteria that company has set up. So you can only give 20% of your holding in a tender offer. Obviously, the rate that you will get it will be 120. So these are the main difference between tender offer buyback and an open market buyback. Now, the most important thing, why company come up with then buyback? What is the main benefit for the buyback? So obviously, the one of the main reason is to improve earning per share. Another main reason is to improve the return on capital, return on net worth, and to enhance the long-term shareholder value. Because obviously when they are providing a stability in the market, they are buying back in the own share. It's kind of create another positive image for the company, that the promoters themselves are quite bullish in the company. Another main reason is to provide an additional exit route to a shareholder when shares are undervalued or on a thinly traded, to prevent from unwelcome takeover bids. Obviously, there can be a possibility where there is a possibility of a takeover. So in order to prevent that, they can also announce a buyback. To return surplus cash to a shareholder, obviously if company have is sitting on a cash, they might come up with a buyback. To achieve optimum capital structure, to support share price during the period of sluggish market condition, which we already covered, and to service the equity more efficiently. Now, how you can place in buyback from our terminal? So I will also tell you, we will give you a live example also if possible. But over here, you can see this is our empowered screen. So once you log in, you will get this particular page in our empowered website, in our HDFC Securities website. You have to go in a equity. You can see over here in equity, you have to go, and in equity on the extreme right hand side, you can see buyback. In buyback option, you can see dashboard, order book, security limit, and demat balance. So you have to click on dashboard in a buyback, and once you have clicked on a dashboard, you will get this particular page open up, which will just showcase you the buyback which is currently open. And on the right hand side, you can see action. So you have to click on apply. The moment you click on apply, the order book will open up like this, and in this you have to enter the order detail. So basically, since you have already logged in, your detail will already be there. You have to just enter the facilitator code, if that is again an optional part. The quantity, the price will automatically come up, and you have to click on the submit button. Now, covering the last part, now before I will show you the live example how to place an buyback order, just to go through the advantages of buyback. So what is the advantages of buyback? Again, we have covered a few of the points, which is to improve the earning per share. It is again an alternative mode of reduction in capital without requiring approval from a court or a CLB. To improve the return on our capital and our return on our net worth, and to include to overall to basically to improve the company's image also sometime, and to support the share price during the sluggish market condition. So what we will do now, we will just give you the live example of how you can place an buyback order and how you can check the buyback which are available live as of now from our website. So this is our empowered website that you can see right now. You have to click on login button, and the moment you click on a login button, it will ask your details such as user ID, password, and date of birth. So you have to enter your user ID, your password, your date of birth, and you have to click on login now. So you can see this is our Empower page. You have to go to equity section, and in equity you can see on the right hand side buyback. So you have to click on buyback dashboard, and these are the stock which has an open position as of now, which has an open buyback going on. Also you have a subcategory, so when buyback comes up, there is a possibility that someone is taking over the company, and for that, for takeover purpose, they have announced in buyback. So you have a subcategory also mentioned over here, like you can see in Frontier Informatics Limited, you have a takeover buyback, and same with Continental Chemicals. Whereas in Fresh Drop Fruits Limited, you have a normal buyback opening going on. On the right hand side, you can see the offer start date and offer end date. So for a Fresh Drop Fruits Limited, you have a buyback starting from 21st of November, and it will end on 4th of December. You can also check the issue type, the acquirer name, the floor price, which is again very important, and the settlement date. The record date is also mentioned. The record date is the date by which you should have the stock in your demat account. Only then you can apply for the particular buyback. So in order to apply for this particular buyback, now the first thing is obviously you should have this stock in your demat account before record date. So if you, in case you already have it, you have to click on apply now. Apply. You have to enter the quantity. Again, whatever quantity you are eligible for. You can also apply for the entire quantity. There can be a possibility that the company might take the entire quantity, but again, it's we normally suggest to place an order for which you are eligible, and then you can place in another order for which for the remaining of the quantity, so that in case the order get rejected, at least the quantity which you are eligible for, you will get that quantity. So again, it's an individual choice. So let's suppose I have 100 quantity, I want to go for the entire 100 quantity in one order. I can click on quantity, have to click tab, and then the order value will automatically come up. Facilitator code and remark both is an optional order. In a facilitator code, I can enter my RM detail if I wish. Otherwise, we can leave it blank. Remark again, we can leave it blank, or we can put it something. You can find on left hand side, you can find the details of depository, DP ID. You have to cross check your DP ID. So this is my DP ID, DP account number. Again, I can confirm, yeah, this is my DP account number, and you have to click on submit button. The moment I click on the submit button, it will ask a final confirmation. You have to click confirm on that, and that's it. It will be done. So we will see, it's so simple to place an order. On the right hand side, you can see the offer detail, the buyback time, the daily cutoff time. The last day cutoff time obviously is very important, which is 11:30. So if you are applying it on the 4th of December for this particular buyback, you have to apply it before 11:30. And you can see the settlement date also, which is on 13th. So the buyback ends on 4th. You will get back the money for the particular buyback on a settlement date, which is 13th in this particular case. There can be a scenario when the settlement date can be preponed, but normally the settlement date remains what it is shown over here. So in this case, the last day to apply for a buyback is up to 4th, and the settlement will happen on a 13th. On that particular day, you will get back the amount for the buyback that you applied for. So it's very simple, and I hope I've covered everything related to the buyback part. Now we are open for a FAQ section. Any question related to the order placement or any query related to the theory of a buyback, please ask this. Please use your opportunity to ask us anything regarding the buyback part. So we have a question coming up from Mr. Avinash. Can I apply for all the buyback? No, Mr. Avinash, you can't. Just the point that we have covered. You can apply for the buyback only for the stock that you have in your demat account, and obviously not only that, the stock that will be that you have bought it before the X date. So by the record date time, you should have that particular stock in your demat account. Only then you can apply for this buyback. Otherwise, you cannot apply for any of the buyback. So whenever what we do from our end, whenever the news come up for the buyback, and if there is a good opportunity to earn from this buyback, we have a research report going on. We will send that research report to all our client also. In that research report, you can find it whether it's a good time to buy the stock, particularly for a buyback purpose, to buy it and then apply it in the buyback, and then maybe sell the remaining stock if you don't want to hold it for a long term. So we also provide that kind of a report, but you can't apply for any of the buyback if you don't have a holding for that. So we have another question coming from Ms. Pooja. What is the brokerage charges for a buyback? A very good question, Pooja. So the brokerage charges for a buyback, it will be the same that the charges will be applicable for you in a normal secondary market. So if you are selling a stock and your charges is 50 paisa, the same charges will be there in a buyback also. So there is no difference in the brokerage charges. So we have another question coming from Mr. Sanjay. Is there any other charges? No, Mr. Sanjay. So there is the charges will be the same, just like you have a charges for a secondary market when you sell a stock or when you buy a stock. The similar charges will be applicable in the buyback. We have another question from Mr. Ravi, where I can watch the other videos of your. Mr. Ravi, you can watch all my videos and all the other product related videos on our YouTube channel. You just have to go to our HDFC Securities YouTube channel, and you can find all the product related videos uploaded over there. Not only the webinars, but also the normal product information details will be. You can find it in our YouTube page. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope the session was very helpful for you in order to get an information regarding a buyback. We will be keep doing videos like this, a webinar like this for a very other, for many other product also, which require, from our part, which require many other information to give. So thank you very much, and have a great trading session day. Thank you very much for joining us.